I married an old man for his wealth. Not because I loved him, not because I admired him, but because I was tired of surviving. At 25, survival felt like a punishment I never signed up for. Every morning started with panic and ended with exhaustion. Bills stacked faster than hope, and dreams slowly turned into jokes I told myself to feel better. People say money doesn't buy happiness. That's something only comfortable people say. When you're poor, money looks like freedom. And that's how I met him. My name is Lena Moore. I spent most of my life waiting for luck, for opportunity, for someone to notice me. I worked at a high-end restaurant where rich people complained about food that cost more than my monthly rent. Every smile I gave was fake. Every "have a nice evening" felt bitter. That night, everything changed. He sat alone at table 7, no phone, no company, just a glass of water and silence. He looked out of place, not because he didn't belong, but because he belonged everywhere. Expensive watch, tailored suit, calm confidence. When I brought his order, he looked at me and said, "You're not meant to be here." I froze. I thought I was about to get fired. But he continued, "You're intelligent. I can see it in the way you observe people." No one had ever said that to me before. His name was Edward Hale. He was 69 years old. Edward started coming often. Always alone, always polite. He never flirted, never crossed a line. Instead, he asked questions about my life, my ambitions, my fears. One night he said, "You're wasting your potential fighting poverty." That sentence stayed with me. Weeks later, he invited me to dinner, not at the restaurant, at his house. I should have said no. But curiosity is dangerous when you're desperate. His home was massive, silent, intimidating. After dinner, he spoke clearly. "I don't believe in love anymore," he said, "but I believe in honesty." Then he made the offer: marriage, security, wealth. In return, companionship and loyalty. No romance, no expectations, a contract. I felt sick and excited. That night, I didn't sleep. I thought about my childhood, my mother dying with debt, my future disappearing one unpaid bill at a time. I wasn't choosing him. I was choosing escape. So I said yes. The wedding was fast and quiet. No guests, no celebration, just signatures and photographs. When he put the ring on my finger, it felt heavy, not with meaning, with warning. Edward's mansion didn't feel like a home. It felt like a museum, everything perfect, nothing warm, cameras everywhere, staff who avoided conversation. At night, silence screamed louder than noise. Edward slept in a separate room. That scared me more than if he hadn't. One morning, he handed me a folder. Rules. No visitors without permission. No leaving the property alone. No questions about his past. No entering his private wing. I joked nervously. "Is this a marriage or a prison?" He smiled. "Every safe place has rules." A gardener argued with Edward once. The next day, he was gone. No goodbye, no explanation. Edward noticed my fear. "People come and go," he said. "You shouldn't worry about things that don't concern you." That night, I cried quietly in my room. In the library, I found a letter hidden inside a book. It was written by his first wife. She wrote about control, isolation, fear. "If you're reading this," the letter said, "you still have time. I didn't." My blood ran cold. Edward said she died peacefully. This letter told a different story. Suddenly, everything made sense. The locked gates, the blocked phone signals, the rules disguised as protection. I wasn't a wife, I was an asset. That night, Edward stood outside my door. "I know you found the letter," he said calmly. And for the first time, I realized I might never leave this house alive. After that night, everything changed. Edward watched me more closely. My access to money was limited, my movements monitored. Fear became routine. But fear can also sharpen the mind. I did what he least expected. I complied. I smiled. I thanked him. I acted grateful. Slowly, he relaxed. Power makes people careless. One evening, he forgot to lock his private office. Inside were files, documents detailing financial crimes, bribery, illegal operations, and names, women's names, former wives. My hands shook. This wasn't control. This was criminal. I discovered the truth. Edward didn't divorce his wives. He erased them, paid people, changed records. Money cleaned everything, except guilt. I knew escape required patience. I copied documents slowly, saved evidence secretly. One mistake could cost my life. On a stormy night, alarms triggered. Police surrounded the mansion. Edward realized what I had done. "You were never supposed to be smart," he said. I replied calmly, "You chose the wrong woman." Edward was arrested. His empire collapsed. The media painted me as a gold digger, then a victim. Neither was fully true. I didn't inherit his wealth. Everything was seized. I left with nothing but freedom and scars. Today I live modestly, but I live honestly. I married an old man for his wealth and learned the most expensive truth. Money can open doors, but it can also lock them behind you. If you ever think wealth is worth your freedom, remember my story, because some deals don't just cost your soul, they almost cost your life.